Hello everybody, and welcome back. I am the Sovereign, and this is my court. And I have been summoned by many of you to speak on this issue because personally, I was avoiding it. The reason I've been avoiding it is because I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Those of you who are not of Black heritage, African heritage, you do not understand the exhaustion we feel waking up every day and still having to discuss these same issues we've spoken on again and again. You just don't understand the impact. And it is exhausting, which is why I do not talk about it very often. But like I said, I have been summoned here to speak on the issue of Miss Romania, her name is Bianca, donning blackface in a photo shoot. And a lot of you asked if I would give my input, and I'm going to do my very best. Miss Romania did a photo shoot, basically donning blackface, and the reason she gave for the purpose of this photo shoot was that the creative designer, the photographer, frequently uses the colors of black and gold in his artwork to create his photography, and that's why she was in blackface. And I realize that there are people who don't get it. I'm seeing that there are people who are defending Miss Romania, and I'm going to say this right now. This video, this topic, this is not a debate. I am here to provide a lesson through facts from a woman who is Black. This is not a debatable issue. This is a teaching moment. So let me explain, without getting angry, why this is a problem. Because it is a problem. Historically, blackface was used to taunt, humiliate, caricature Black people. It was meant to make fun of us. Now, in this purpose, I know a lot of people are going to say, but this is not what her intent was. Her intent had nothing to do with Black people. It was a creative decision. Okay. Imagine if I sat here and showed you this painting and I said, I created this masterpiece. Look at how beautiful my creation is. Isn't it wonderful? Most of you would sit there and look at me crazy because you're going to say, Sovereign, that's the Mona Lisa. You didn't create that. That's not creativity. That already exists. What Miss Romania did was pretend as if her aesthetic and that photo shoot was some work of art and fantasy, negating the fact that those people exist in real life. That is not an artistic decision. Nova exists, and taking a photo like that makes it seem as if she does it. It makes it seem as if she's totally invisible. This is not creativity. This is not art. This is a real person that is here on this planet. And what Nova was saying when she came out and spoke out about this issue, which I have to talk about Nova because she was on some real queen behavior, but I have to deal with Bianca first. But what Nova was saying when she actually made a statement about the issue is that if this photographer loved the skin tone of Black women so much, which is basically what this is, you're glorifying the skin tone of Black women, why would you then not use a Black woman? Why? There are people who naturally look like this. That's why I'm saying it's not creative. This exists in real life. So if you want to glorify this look and the contrast between Black and gold, which admittedly is amazing, why not use a Black woman? And this is what Nova was saying when she says people love everything about Black people, like our culture, the way that we look, our bodies, our lips, our everything, our dance, our aesthetic. They love everything about Black culture, but they don't like Black people. Because if you really, really adored it so much, what would be the issue of you then using Black models? If this is an aesthetic that you love so much, your Instagram page should be full of dark-skinned Black models. But what this picture is saying is that we love everything about Black people and Black women except the people themselves. We want to steal your skin because it looks better on us, but forget you. Like, it just perpetuates this hatred of Black people while stealing everything that makes those people amazing. Imagine me as a Black woman, because I know some people are sitting here and they're like, but I still don't get it. Imagine me as a Black woman. I'm a Black African-American woman, but I came on YouTube and I portrayed myself as an Indian woman from India. I portrayed myself and convinced everybody that I was an Indian woman, and I wore Indian aesthetic and I wore Indian traditional clothing, and I told everybody I'm this Indian woman. That would be a problem if I was sitting here and profiting off the glorious and beautiful culture of India, but I'm not Indian myself. Because then I'm taking away the opportunities of real Indian women, and I do not have the right to be the face of Indian women when that is not of my ethnicity, not of my culture. It's not of my being. That photo is glorifying the fact that you love the way Black people look, but removing the Black people themselves from the conversation, because God forbid this world give any sort of accolades to dark-skinned women. God forbid this world give any sort of accolades to African women. And this can be proven. This is why I don't even want to hear it in the comments. I don't want to hear it. Don't try me. Today's not the day. It's not the day. This is why I don't want to hear it, because even if you go around YouTube or Instagram, look at the photos of Nova versus the photos of Bianca. Bianca's mimicking the skin tone of Nova, but Bianca gets the praise. Bianca is called beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is so artistic. Oh my gosh, this is so glorious. Oh my gosh, you look so amazing. Meanwhile, Nova, who naturally is this way, this is who she is, she gets called all of these demeaning N-word monkey type of names for being naturally the way Bianca's trying to mimic. Do you not see the issue here? For Bianca getting the praise for what Nova is naturally, that's the problem. And Bianca, which I'm sure she didn't mean to, but she's perpetuating this idea of glorifying this aesthetic when it comes from white features, but demeaning the people who have it naturally. Are we now starting to see the issue here? Are we starting to see the issue here? This picture, yes, she may look pretty. Yes, she blah, blah, blah. It's gorgeous, whatever, whatever. She's pretending as if this look is a fantasy, and it's not. Stop treating Black people like we are invisible. And I'm not putting myself in the category of a dark-skinned Black woman. Nova and Zosie will always have it rougher than me because I am of a lighter tone than they are. There is a such thing as colorism, which is why when I did the video, you guys tried to gaslight the hell out of me when I did the video of tanning. And I brought up the issue of Gazzini because people like to pretend, oh, this is an American issue. Oh, this is a Western issue. And this is something that impacts the entire world, and it kills me that some people are so oblivious to how they are personally affected by this. When I posted the picture in that video of tanning about Gazzini, yes, Gazzini's beautiful. Yes, she's gorgeous. My point was Gazzini's not dark-skinned. And people wanted to be, oh, Gazzini is naturally morena, Gazzini blah, blah, blah. Gazzini tans very nicely. Yes, she does. She's not dark-skinned. She is not dark-skinned. You're not going to sit here in 2021 in the extended reign of our Queen Zosie. You're not going to tell me that Gazzini gets to represent all of the dark-skinned women of the Philippines. You're not going to tell me that Gazzini is dark-skinned when you have April and the woman from Billy Dawn up here representing true dark-skinned beauty within the Philippines. That is not okay. That's not okay. You're removing the true representation of these women who hardly ever get stage time. You're not going to give the representation of dark-skinned women from the Philippines to Gazzini. And Philippines, you're not the only ones that have this issue. India, you can step forward too. The representation that I always see from India is this: very fair, very light-skinned. Where are the dark-skinned Indian women? Where? Whenever we get to see the face of Indian women, of Indian beauty, it is never, ever of a shade my color, even though there are women in existence in India who are of my color. Asian countries as well. When are we ever going to see, when do we ever get to see dark-skinned Asian women? When do we ever get to see? They do exist. They are there, but they are not brought to the forefront, ever. There is this issue around the world of pretending as if these women, these dark-skinned, rich-toned women, don't exist. They are offered no representation until it's convenient for you. Until you want to use their skin tone for a pageant stage or a photo shoot. Until you feel like, I want to be a bronzed beauty in this photo. Then it's convenient. Then it's to your benefit, only then to wash it off later. That's why I did the tanning video. If you want to sit here and you want to praise this beautiful dark skin, give that praise to a beautiful dark-skinned person. Do not take that skin, flesh from a black woman, and wear it yourself and think, I look so good. Now, I do want to talk about Nova herself and I mean huge applause to Nova. Huge applause to Nova. Because though I love the pageant queens, everyone knows that I do. There is this very bad habit of women donning the crown, calling themselves queen, and standing for nothing. These women want to be leaders. These women want to stand up and inspire people. And yet it is incredibly rare, too rare, that a woman, a queen, would stand up for anything. Women, not just women, pageant queens do not take a stance. They are not willing to go to war for anything. And yes, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, it's to avoid controversy. I don't care. If you're going to be a leader, you have to lead. You have to lead. And the purpose of leading is to lead people in a right direction. It's to lead them through controversy. It's for you to be there in times of strife and hardship. And a lot of queens, most queens, don't seem to have the spine to be able to do what Nova did. So I highly appreciate Nova for giving everyone an example of the purpose of what being a queen and a leader is. Now, like I said before, Bianca, I don't think she meant to do blackface. And in her apology, she was feigning ignorance. Fine. If that's what she says, fine. But now I have to question the competency of this competitor going into an international competition, knowing that she did not know one of the most common knowledge basic social issues that have been all around the world. Even this year, last year, through 2020, we had the George Floyd protests going through the entire world. I don't understand how she could have been ignorant of this issue, but if she's going to feign ignorance, then yes, I have a severe reservation of her level of intellect, being that she was ignorant of something so basic. Blackface is a basic social issue. So yes, I'm questioning a competitor going into an international competition who wants to be a leader, that she didn't know something so basic. That is terrifying, that she wants to be Miss Universe and she was not aware of something so basic. Also, I'm not entirely convinced that she knows truly what she did wrong, because I understand that when someone does something wrong, they want to apologize immediately, but you want to understand what you did wrong. And in the apology, I'm not really getting the vibe that she understands what she did wrong. Because if you're going to do a true heartfelt apology, she should have sat up here and told her supporters, look, this is what I did. I didn't understand this at this time, but I was pretending as if Black women didn't exist, as if this was just my free artistic expression, when these people actually do exist in real life. I was relegating Black women into fantasy when I took this photo. She should have sat here and explained to her supporters that she truly fully does understand what line she crossed. But I don't, based on this apology, it doesn't really give me the sense that she truly understands. Otherwise, it would have been beneficial to her and her audience for her to sit there and explain to them why she was wrong, instead of Nova suffering more backlash because of this, as if Nova did something wrong. Because most of us who have been watching Nova, Miss Canada, by the way, those of us who have been watching her have seen the racial slurs flung at her, have seen everything that's been coming at her. So I'm sure it had to sting Nova somewhere deep to watch someone mimic who she is and get all the praise and accolades. All the praise and accolades. Meanwhile, she is dog-piled every day for her looks. And for the love of God, stop disputing it. Stop it. You're not going to come over here and tell a dark-skinned woman about dark-skin issues. I won't have it. I won't have it. Those of you who want to grow a spine and the peasants that want to sit down in the court and secretly whisper to themselves or be like, you're blowing it out of proportion. No, I'm not. And if you have something to say about it, come find me on Instagram, because I'm going to have a full-on live stream, because this is not a debate. It's not a debate. Like I said, I'm teaching, I'm not asking. This is not a debate. Blackface is bad. Blackface is bad. Removing the representation from true dark-skinned women is bad. And I will not stand for it. I've spoken on it too many times for me to sit here and placate the nonsense. It is bad. And I'm not saying any, because people want to assume, they're like, oh, why are you so against Gazzini? Gazzini is gorgeous, okay? Gazzini is gorgeous, which is why I could not fathom why anyone would even think to change that woman. She's beautiful. Why would you change that? But people want to sit here and debate and be like, oh, she's representing dark-skinned Filipino women. No. Get a dark-skinned Filipino woman to stand on stage and represent dark-skinned Filipino women. Do stop removing the representation from these people and then pretending like it's okay, gaslighting the rest of us sitting back here who actually are dark-skinned as if we're crazy. Not a debate I'm willing to have. But if you really want to debate with me on the issue, I'm going to have a live stream on Instagram, cam up or shut up, because that's all I'm willing. That's it. That's all. If you want to come for me in person. Come for me in person, because I'm sitting out here with my entire face trying to explain why this is an issue, because every day I wake up to something like this. Every day I wake up to some sort of blackface nonsense, somebody insulting black people, demeaning black women. Literally, I do it every day, which is why I don't talk about it, because it's exhausting. I'm exhausted. And Bianca, whether she knows it or not, has personally now contributed to my own mental exhaustion. Because to this day, clearly, people just don't understand. How do you not understand? How do you not understand? How many years this has been? You still don't understand? If you want to treasure black skin, do it on someone who has black skin. It's that simple. If you want to praise a Filipino woman, go praise a Filipino woman, not me. Could you imagine if everyone was praising me? Because, oh my gosh, the sovereign's a glorious Filipino woman. That would make no sense. No sense. That's insulting. Go praise an actual Filipina. Go praise an actual black woman. Why is life so hard for you? Once again, all praise and applause to Miss Nova for speaking out, having the courage, the foresight, the leadership ability to be a true queen. And this is honestly, this should be the easiest thing in the world. How are we still having these conversations? How? Oh, and once again, the reason I don't speak about these issues very often is because, number one, I get punched in the face by stuff like this every single day and it's exhausting. But number two, I realize that every time I have to state facts like this, I have to go to war. I have to go to war. Every time I have to deal with something, I have to go to war. I have to do the whole debate. I have to have the mental stamina to go to war with the peasants who don't know any better or the racists who don't care. Please do not put yourself in that category. But you know what? Nova was willing to go to war and she's willing to say something. Hell, the sovereign's up to. Let's have battle. Let's have battle. And see me on Instagram. Don't get brave. Don't grow a spine in my comments. Come live stream. I will happily put your face up there and we can have a chat. In the comment section below, let me know what you think about this nonsense. Are you coming to the live stream? Do you have something to say? I hope to see you there. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Oh, I love you and I'll miss you. I'll be fine, you guys. I know that it's like, oh my gosh, I'll be fine. Okay, it's okay. I'm cool. I'm okay. Deep breath. I love you, I'll miss you, and you know I will be back in a future video. Bye!